Looking for clarity and confidence when it comes to decision making for your business? You've come to the right place. You're now listening to the Atomic Business Coaching Podcast.
I am Adam.
And I'm Tom.
And together we are Atomic Business Coaching,
where our stories are your solutions. All right.
It's fun that I get to go first in that little intro, because every once in a while I really mess with you. It's fun.
Yeah, that was fun. You really threw me off there. I am Batman. Oh man, I tell you, what is this? This is like, I don't know, like our 16th or 17th episode. 17th episode, I think it is. So. Wow, it's crazy. But we've been doing this for a little while, folks, if you haven't realized that already. How are things going, Adam?
Me? I'm awesome, pal. I mean, I can't, come on. How could I be any better?
I know. It's great. We're having so much fun. This is a lot of fun. You know, when I was thinking about what could we talk about today, one of the things that really came to mind is I wanted to share with people how we came up with this concept of the morning meeting, right? So one of the things that we do with our clients, and we pick the right time to introduce this on every client. This is not something that necessarily like a standard script that you're on week 2, you're going to start doing this. This is something that we really look to do when people are ready for it. And Adam and I wrote this book called The Morning Meeting, and it's a planner, and it's a very specific planner that we've designed, but it really came through both of our experiences in our different businesses prior to coming together in Atomic Business Coaching. When I was coaching and doing life coaching, what I would have people do is this thing called GPW. And every day it would be gratitude, plan, win. And what I meant by that is starting your day in gratitude is such an instant mindset shift. And that's what I love about gratitude, because it really gets you started in the right direction. When you can say you're grateful for something and you can discuss why you're grateful for that thing, it really changes whatever mindset you're in to a very positive flow for the day. And I always tell clients to practice their gratitude and start their day in gratitude. And then I was saying, then make a plan for your day based on your gratitudes, because a lot of what becomes clear through when you've done your gratitude mindset work the right way, what comes clear is what's really important and what you need to focus on for the day. So I would tell people to make a plan for the day. And then at the end of the day, I would encourage people to do their wins, to celebrate their wins from the day. What was something that went really well that they want to celebrate? And sometimes I would tell people, you know, do you ever sit down with your partner at night and just celebrate 2 or 3 wins before you go to bed? Because then that puts you back into a better place to go into your sleep and reduces that stress. And, you know, when Adam and I started working together, Adam had, you know, a routine too that he was following. So, Adam, what was your routine before? What happened there, man?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
You're looking very blue there.
No, these lights are weird.
These lights. But what was the routine that you did that you encourage people to do in your practice?
Yeah. So, and remember, when we're talking about this book, The Morning Meeting, and anyway who are watching, it's always up here behind me, you know, shameless plugs. But really, this is a tool, right? It's a planner. And as Tom said, we introduce this when it's a necessity for someone or when we think the tool is needed. You don't always need a hammer. Sometimes you need a wrench, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I used part of this planner, this book that we've written, when it was necessary, either for myself or for my employees or for my colleagues or my business partners. And for me, what I used to do is this thing called what went right, what went wrong, what do I need help with? Okay. So again, what went right, what went wrong, what do I need help with? And it was a way for me to check in with myself, or my employees to check in with me, or when I worked for MetLife, me to check in with my supervisor. And it really came from a gentleman named Frank Scalisi. And I don't know where he got it from, but he's always putting me on to some wonderful things. And at the time, I was moving into more of a leadership role and running my own team. And he wanted to make sure that, you know, I had his full support, but he didn't want to micromanage me. So what we did is on a weekly basis, I would check in with him and we would talk about what went right last week, what went wrong, and what did I need help with. So I started implementing this with my team as well and with myself as well. And I found that in the beginning, having it as a ritual on a daily basis really allows you to stay laser focused, and be consistent. And the purpose of this was what went right. You want to recognize the things that went right. And I don't mean what was accomplished, right? Because accomplishing things, that's just your to-do list, right? That has to get done. What went right means something that really was above and beyond. And it was almost like what Tom's saying, a win, right? It's what went right. Something went right. It's not, I did the thing I was supposed to do. It's, man, I could look at yesterday and this thing went right. And it was so incredible that I want to remember it and I want to write it down and I want to reflect on it and I want to understand why did it go right so I can make that happen more often. Okay. And you're not going to have these things every single day. Not every day does something go right, something amazing, right? But it's there to make you think about it. And when you reflect on yesterday, you go through the whole day and nothing went right. Well, the next one probably is there. What went wrong? Okay.
Right.
So what went wrong is very important because you want to nip that in the bud as quick as possible. If something went wrong, you want to say, all right, why did it go wrong? How do I make sure it doesn't happen again? And how do I recognize the process that led up to it going wrong? And then the third thing is, what do I need help with? Well, a lot of times what went wrong says I need help with something. The key to this part, what do I need help with, is you can't just write it down. You have to be ready to ask for that help when you write it down. Why is it useless? Because what happens is when you say, I need help with something, and you recognize that, and then you put it away, you kind of, your mentality says, I've dealt with it, right? I've said it out loud. I need help with this thing. And then you don't ask. And then just the problem sits there, right? Or the task goes undone, or the knowledge that you needed to gain never gets absorbed. So when you say, this is what I need help with, you have to actually ask for that help. So that's one of the requirements of our planners. If you write it down, you got to ask for that help that day. And then the last piece of the puzzle, I think both Tom and I brought them in from both of our things, and it's priorities. So why don't you talk a little about priorities, Tom?
Yeah. So the priorities are, what are those things that absolutely have to get done today, or the world gets really shook up tomorrow? Right. That's how you have to look at it. Is what are 2 or 3 priorities that are essential to get done? Because a to-do list is usually a list of 10 things. A to-do list usually has a lot of things on them. And if you have too many things on them, you really don't have any priorities. So what the goal of this is to really focus on what is the key priority or priorities that have to happen today, or tomorrow it's a disaster, it's chaos, it's all of this stuff that comes into play. So at the end of this whole ritual, we want you to know what your top 3 priorities are for the day to get done. Because if they don't, you're going to be digging yourself out of a bigger hole tomorrow. But what I loved about what we brought together is in the morning meeting, the way we've structured it as gratitude, what went right, what went wrong, what do I need help with, and what are the priorities. And I think we've really nicely incorporated and integrated both of our different methods into this. And we know it's really doing a great job for the people that are using it regularly. And that's the key, is you have to use it regularly. This is something that you have to commit to. This is part of building consistency, right? In our last episode, we talked about grit and the consistency and having to go through. This is part of grit. Every day, taking the time to go through this morning meeting is part of you getting to work and helping you to prioritize what that work is for the day. And I love what you said too, Adam, about the help and writing it down, what you need help with, and putting it down on paper really does put you in that vulnerable space to ask for it and recognize that you need help. And in some cases, that help may be, what do I need to delegate that I wasn't going to originally delegate? What was I going to do that I didn't think that I was going to do by myself, but really need somebody else to help me along the way with?
And when it comes to the priority part on my end, is I have a rule. You're going to write 3 priorities down. Okay. That's what we list. We list 3. If you write them down, they better get, you can't end your day without those things getting done. And that's the ritual we want you to get into. And you may only have 1 priority you write down, because that may take you all day to do. Right? You can't have more than 3 priorities. It's really too difficult. You can have 10 things on your to-do list, but you can't have more than 3 priorities. Okay. You may only have 1 though. And that's the practice that we want people to get into, is committing to what I put down on paper here, I am going to get done by the end of this day. If that means you work a normal 9 to 5 and now you have to work until 10 p.m. because one of the priorities is not done, That means you're going to commit to yourself, right? Accountability is committing to yourself. It's not you. Someone can't hold you accountable. You hold yourself accountable. And you have to make sure you get these things done. And you will feel so amazing when you accomplish your priorities, right? You prioritize them because they are the most important thing that needs to get done. It's self-defining.
Yeah.
So that is one of the really hard and fast rules that I have with that, is that if you're going to write things down, you have to act upon them. And then Tom's aspect is, if you're going to think about things, you really have to think about them. You can't just go through the motions. You can't just write down some gratitudes and be like, I'm grateful because I have enough food to feed my family. Right. Well, you can do that. You can do that, but you should say why you're grateful for that. Not just the thing you're grateful for, but why you're grateful for. Right. And then what went wrong, what went right, what went wrong. You have to really think about these things. I do the morning meeting almost every morning, right? I definitely do it at least once a week for myself, but I do it almost every morning. And when I do this, it only takes me maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Some days it'll take me 15 if I'm really like, wow, what did I go through yesterday? Because it was a long day, or it was a very empty day. That's tough too. To have gratitudes an empty day is tough.
Right.
But the purpose is, so you could take a little bit of time, if it's just 5 minutes, that I'm going to think about myself. What did I do yesterday? I'm going to think if I need some help. I'm going to think what I'm grateful for. And I'm going to think, like, what do I need to get done? And you put it down, go. And it sets this whole mood, this whole intention for your day. And you also know that tomorrow morning, you get to go through it again. So if there's something that's going wrong right now, you don't have to worry about it. Like, I'll reflect on it tomorrow. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Let's just move on. I got to get my priorities.
It really builds that momentum. That's part of what we're trying to do here too, is to give you a tool and a way to create momentum and generate momentum. And when you get into this ritual and you do it the right way, and you were saying before about gratitude is not just saying I'm thankful for the table and that I eat at. It's why does that have an impact on your life? How does your life change because of that thing that you have? And to be grateful for things, not just that you already have, but for the things you anticipate having, and showing the gratitude beforehand, before you've even received it, is such an important thing. But the key is to constantly create a momentum and a mindset of forward movement, right? As you identify what went right, you create the momentum for more things to go right. And when you see the things that did not go right, that went wrong, it's the momentum of creating the action plan to correct that and stop that from happening, so that it doesn't become an obstacle, but otherwise becomes an opportunity. And that's what we really want, right? We don't, and same thing with asking for help and putting down what you need help with. We don't want not being able to ask for help to be an obstacle that gets in the way of you moving forward, because the morning meeting, the morning planning of it is to move forward, constantly making progress. And sometimes it's hard to make progress every day. Like you said, there's empty days. There's days that something doesn't happen. And, I woke up this morning and I said, I'm so excited for the unexpected. But that unexpected creates the momentum, right? Because, it was ritualistic. I had my day planned out. I've had everything mapped out for the whole week. But I still anticipate the unexpected, because I know something unexpected will happen every single day. And that's part of what may go right, or that may be what's part of what goes wrong, but it still creates that positive approach to building momentum and not letting anything stop me from moving forward.
I like the momentum part, because that's really what you're doing is, you're building your own momentum, but what that momentum does is it allows you to insights into yourself, allows you to grow more in your business. So it's productive momentum, right? It's allowing you to have more of you and have more of these things that are making everything work very, very well. And if they're not, you're able to nip them in the bud and fix them. So listen, this is, like we said, it's a tool, right?
Right.
You don't need to do it every day, all day. Once you get into the mode of it, you kind of think of it. Some people want to ritualistically do it forever. But because it's a tool and we use it for our clients, we wanted to make this super affordable, right? So it's available on Amazon for the lowest price. You could offer a paperback book. It's $9.99. I don't even know if Tom and I make any money off of it.
Yeah.
But if you go to Amazon, you could just type in The Morning Meeting Adam Hurd or The Morning Meeting Tom Marino. We're both listed as authors on there, but that's the best way to find it, because you type in the morning meeting and there's all these strange things. So go to Amazon. That we'll put a link in the show notes. You can also go on our Instagram bio. There's a link there. On our website, there's a link there. But if you just simply go to Amazon, the morning meeting, Adam Hurd, or the morning meeting, Tom Marino. By the way, if you don't know how to spell Hurd, it's Hurd. A lot of people don't know that. So listen, we hope that you try this out. Even if you listen to this episode, write it down and try it out yourself. But the book makes it super easy for you to go through. I think what does it go through? Like 12 weeks the book has 12 weeks.
Yeah, we have 12 weeks. And we have a weekly wrap up too that expands on that too in the book. So that's the other piece. You do it every day and then you summarize your week. And what happens is at the end of your week, you have 21 priorities and you accomplish a lot in that time when you look at that.
So if you want all those extras, you got to buy the book for that.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's a lot that we give at the end of each week that'll help you to have better and continue to grow and expand upon this. So yeah, it's definitely it's worked for me in my life. It's worked for Tom in his life. We've used each of our individualistic things, and like almost everything we've done here at Atomic Business Coaching, when we meld our two practices, our philosophies, our practices together, it's really been an incredible, innovative change for not only our clients, but ourselves, and the way Tom and I think and the way we act with how we're approaching every situation and what we're doing, whether it's with the people we're helping or with our own families and even in our own business. So this is a shorter than normal episode, but I don't think there's much more to talk about than that.
No, I think if you're looking for a tool, if you're struggling to come up with a priority, if you're struggling with a plan, you feel like things aren't going the way you want it to go, use this as like Adam said, it's a tool. Use it as a tool to help you get some clarity around it. This will really help you to clarify things. It may even get you to rid yourself of all the distractions and all the nonsense that's really in the way. And, just use it as you want. It's really just something that we put out there that we really believe business owners can really benefit from in running their day-to-day life.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Tom, till next Wednesday. By the way, you guys know this comes out every single Wednesday, 6:42 p.m. And you can hear it on everywhere podcasts are available. But if you didn't know this, every Thursday night, Tom and I do a question and answer on Instagram Live at 8 p.m. So any of you who have been consistent listeners of ours, we really do appreciate it. We're super grateful for it. It's a lot of our success has to do with all of you and sharing this, and couldn't appreciate it more. So we felt it was like, there's no way to communicate here. So on Instagram Live, we're giving you an opportunity to come on there and ask questions about yesterday's episode, right? The episode you're listening to right now, on Thursday night, you'll be able to ask us questions about it. So take advantage of that opportunity. Last week, we had a ton of questions. It was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And actually, our Instagram Lives are longer than these episodes.
They are. That's
which
funny,
is
right?
great. Yeah, because we're getting interaction. That's the difference with interaction, and that's what we want. We want to hear from you, and we want to be able to help you and support you.
Excellent. So you can always find us at Atomic Business Coaching on Instagram. That's at Atomic Business Coaching. Otherwise, thanks again. We truly appreciate it. And if this is a tool that you need, go out there and get it.
Absolutely. Have a good one.